Hello all, how are you all doing? Hope you're all doing good. So I came up with a new video on a topic, the difference between independent clause and dependent clause. So first, before getting into the topic, let me give you a clarity about what do you mean by a clause. Okay, so now let's get into a definition of the clause. So here I have made clause means subject plus verb. So by this you must have understood that if a sentence contains a subject along with a verb, then we call it as a clause. I hope I'm clear. I repeat, if a sentence which has a subject along with a verb, we call it as a clause. Now coming to the phrase. If a sentence which fails to have a subject but only a verb, then you call it as a phrase. A sentence which doesn't have a subject and which contains only a verb, we call it as a phrase. Okay, subject plus verb, we call it as a clause. Okay, I hope now these two topics are clear for you, clause and a phrase. Now let us discuss about what is an independent clause. Independent clause is the one which gives us a complete thought. That means a sentence itself, it stands alone. Suppose if you have a sentence and it gives a complete thought, it doesn't give you an incomplete thought. Only with one sentence itself you will be able to understand what the speaker is going to say. That is called as an independent clause. For example, if I say I was late to work, here you are having a subject and here you are having a verb. So now the complete sentence is giving you a complete thought. Another example, let us take he ran fast. And again it's having a subject and it is having a verb, that is ran. So now this complete sentence itself is giving you a complete thought. And the paper does not specify which type of format it must be in. Again, this particular sentence is giving you a complete thought. Coming to a dependent clause, when a sentence does not give you a complete thought, that means when a sentence is incomplete, then you call it as a dependent clause. Okay, I hope I'm clear. For example, let me explain this with example. For example, because I woke up late this morning. So what happened? So the sentence is not complete. It is giving you the incomplete thought. Because I woke up late this morning, what you have done? What should I understand by this statement? So there is no clarity in this particular sentence. So now this is a dependent clause. Again, when we arrived in the class, what happened? When you arrived in the class, again you are getting a question mark. It is not complete. When a sentence is giving rise to a question mark in our mind, they fall under the category of a dependent clause. Now see, when the sentence says when we arrived in the class, so the immediate your mind is asking a question. So what happened? So now this is not giving you the complete thought. So this falls in the category of a dependent clause. Now another example. If my neighbor does not pay his rent on time. So what? What next? If your neighbor does not pay his rent on time, so what next? So now this is also not giving you the complete thought. So now this belongs to the category of a dependent clause.